Steve, you must be delighted with that following up on last week's win, making it back-to-back for the first time this season.
Yeah, I think we were obviously. You come out of the competition at the Aviva and the pressure's there because of relegation and because of our performance last year, and you're always trying to prove people wrong, but this gives us a chance to play in another comp against top sides, and I know Biarritz are having a great time of it like we weren't last year, but you've still got to put the points on the board, and I thought we controlled the game really well for 80% of it, and thoroughly pleased with the performance.
Is there one frustration perhaps that you just couldn't get that fourth try and get the winning bonus point with that?
Well, no, not really. I think if we keep playing the way we're doing, we will get bonus points. If we lose with our defence like it was tonight, we'll get bonus points for being within 7 points. So that was the big thing. We made a goal setting out after coming out the Premiership last week, was to up our D, and it was outstanding tonight. I think Biarritz will be sore for a week after that game.
I mean, there are outstanding performances all over the show, weren't there, tonight? But I know Ross Harrison was made the official man of the match, and I mean, he's just getting better and better each week by the looks of it for his age as well.
Yeah, I think the lads who knocked on the coaching door a couple of weeks ago, not happy that they weren't in the starting lineup in the Aviva, have put themselves up for selection tonight. Harrison, Thomas, Jones, Ostrakov was outstanding, first proper game back, and the other big mute next to him, Kirill. It's been a long time in my memory since I was here and coached many times here that we've put a pack to the sword like that, and it's been building for 3 or 4 weeks now. So it's just slowly, but we're pleased with the performance all round.
I mean, you talked about that from the very moment you first came back here 2.5 years ago, the importance of getting that pack together. And in your mind, is it just beginning to gel now in the way that you'd like it?
I think it's all done through, right the way through the club, really. Dan Braid leading the team, all his players, and me heading up the coaching. We work hard in the week, and the lads are actually, putting it into practice what we do. There's no training ground moves. It's all, well, this is what we're going to train, this is what we're going to do. And tonight was the first real indication. I know we played well against Bath of doing stuff well. Certainly controlling the game and understanding the game, just not trying to flick it out of our backside, just controlling strategy, field position and dominating it.
It's nice to know there's been a lot of headlines and publicity about Danny Cipriani the last few weeks with his performances at fly half, but you gave Joe Ford the first start tonight, and he was outstanding too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had a great half. He got a big knock actually, and just got a knock on his head early doors. But apart from that, he kicked impeccably. His field position kicking was good. So no, happy, no injuries, and we move on to Worcester next week.
I was going to say, does it give you some nice headaches in a way for Worcester next week in terms of your selection?
Yeah, well, it always does. If people come off the bench and get selected and play like they do, then it makes it difficult for us. But that's what you want, to have a situation where you don't know what your first team is.
And then another win, if you can get another win next week, really set you up for the second tranche of games later on in the year.
Yeah, absolutely. That we know the competition is important, the Hamlin, and we're having a crack at it. The club's won it twice, and there's no reason why, if you get the right draw and you put the right enthusiasm into it, you can't get to the latter stages.